Welcome back, Raiders. If you are new to this channel, you may have never seen my Mylan moaning minutes. It started off as a joke where I just went on a bit of a rant on stream about whatever was on my mind once a week, just to vent about the internet. I haven't done them in a while, but I'm feeling the pressure bubble up, and I would like an opportunity to vent. Now, before you come at me with, yeah, only post negative stuff, because I've actually seen that a little bit on my channel, let me just show you something. Okay, last video I just released was about the matchmaking. It was a test in Arc Raiders. One before that was doing zombie mode, running around with melee, just kind of like a fun video. Before that was Warframe. Before that was a guide about how to make money. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 YouTube shorts scheduled, which are just funny stuff. Okay, so don't give me that rubbish. You're only negative. But with that said, let me get a bit negative. Let me talk about, my God, people saying Arc Raiders is going to die. People have been saying Arc Raiders is going to die since day dot. You take one look at TikTok. I don't know. I mean, it's just TikTok, but multiple comments. Let me have a look. Game's already dead as it is. Game already dead. Not gonna lie. This is recent. These are recent comments. These are relative. It's dead already. Everyone is moving on, and the only people who care about watching it are Peanut fans. And if you went on to something else, they'd all forget about it. I spent 10 seconds in the Discord and saw this. No massive change by Thursday. The game is cooked. GG, boys. I save some on my phone too every time I see something like this on a platform. The game is low-key going to die in like 2 to 5 months. Not gonna lie. Right, let's have a look at actually some stats. Okay, let's just look at the Steam charts. I know Steam charts don't represent everything. They don't represent console, but they do give some nice trends. They do give some indications. We can use other Steam charts from other games to see how they're going. Don't listen to Splitgate's CEO, though, because they'll tell you that Steam charts don't matter. They're probably telling you that, though, because they've only had 1,000 people play their game recently after relaunching again. Anywho, Arc Raiders started off with 264,000. It reached a new peak of 466,000 on Steam. It is trending up, or at least staying stable 2 months after release. Now, I will admit, and we'll get to like endgame discussion in a sec, like off the cuff endgame discussion, because I do think the biggest challenge for Arc Raiders is coming up. But let's just talk about absolute brain dead people saying the game is already dead, when this is one of the craziest graphs you'll see on Steam. Let's just compare to some other things. Helldivers 2 was a raging success. Now, this doesn't represent console, so maybe you could argue that, and it was obviously pretty big on PlayStation. But 2 months after release, it started with 500,000 or just under 500,000, and 2 months after release was trending down, and now has stabilized at what? 36,000 was the most recent peak, right? Now, we of course have not seen this back end yet of Arc Raiders, and that's what's going to be really important, but outperformed Helldivers 2 in the first 2 months. Easy peasy. Marvel Rivals, huge game, PvP game. Once again, they had a peak of 644,000 after release, and we're trending downwards in the first 2 months, and then stabilize. I mean, this is normal though, but people will say this stuff like, oh, it's dying, it's dead. You want to see dead games? I didn't save any here. What's a dead game? Oh, you want to see dead games? You want to see what actual dead games look like? A flatline. There you go. Concords only got 600 players, and then obviously they closed the servers and it went down. That's a truly dead game. Battlefield 6 is regarded as a very good Battlefield entry. I loved it. I played a bunch of it, and I basically dropped it as soon as Arc Raiders came out. They started off with what? 747,000 concurrent players, and once again, 2 months after release, trending downwards. I mean, it's normal for a game to trend downwards. What I'm saying is Arc Raiders has broken the normal trend 2 months after release. Okay, any other examples? I like to bring Warframe in because I love Warframe. I think they do a great job. I mean, Warframe's the kind of game that does break trends. Since release, they've slowly gained momentum, and they have a very regular player base that tune in this bottom line, the bottom of the lows, that tune in each time, each week, each day, and then keep playing. And then you get these peaks when they release proper free content, and people come back and they play the content and they go away and they still have a good time and they keep going. Borderlands 4, completely PvE game, right? Once again, started off at 300,000, and then first couple months after release, it's trending downwards, as you would expect, as people pass the game and put it down and move on. Pretty normal. So the first point I'm making, I guess, is it's so ridiculous. People are still saying game's going to die when Arc Raiders is doing the opposite of most AAA games, which is trending downwards at least after 2 months. But what about after 2 months? I do agree. They have the biggest challenge right now with what they do post-Christmas. We're in the Christmas period, so people picked it up over that time. People are reaching kind of end game in PvE for those who joined late or have actual jobs and can't just play the game all day, every day. They've probably killed the queen. They've probably killed the matriarch. They've probably done all their quests. They've probably leveled all their workbenches, and they're kind of getting to the end of PvE if they are just a PvE player. PvP players are probably still PvPing because they just enjoy doing that, as long as there is some balancing. So I actually think some weapon balancing, which they have mentioned and they are going to do, and I think that will breathe some life into people who like PvP, getting nerfing or doing something with trigger nades so they're not so abundant in the game. Addressing macros in the kettle use would also be fantastic. And also, I'm thinking general rebalancing for PvP to make epics and legendaries just a little bit better. It would be nice for them to be at least competing with like common weapons. So a balance change would definitely be handy, and that will keep PvP people going for a while, right? Until something else, takes their interest. That will keep PvP players okay for a while. PvE players need content, right? If you look at something like ongoing games like Warframe, you need these spikes. I guess as well for Helldivers, right? You need to release regular content. And I guess people are going to be asking for this now from the PvE standpoint. Where is the content? Where are the new arcs? Where are the new maps? Where are the new things? And, that is their challenge. That is the next challenge over the next two months or so, to see if they can deliver on that. And then I say we can revisit the charts to see how they go. But to say the game is dead and dying and already dead right now is ridiculous. And you know what? Oh, here we go. You want me writing about this? It comes from a lot of PvE plays. I'm sorry. Maybe it does. But I see a lot of angry PvE players who get shot and they want to complain about it. And they say, if you keep PvPing, the game's going to die. But the thing is, they've already addressed it. Embark has already addressed this issue because they realized they had a big PvE population. They realized people actually don't really like extraction shooters, and they don't like getting shot in the back, and they don't like the PvP component, and they introduced aggression-based matchmaking 2 weeks before Cold Snap. I made a video about that. It is well and truly in the game. I actually played a bunch today as a duo, and we had friendly lobbers throughout the day. There's some interesting conversations around teams and that stuff, but it doesn't matter. Whatever. Embark implemented, I think, one of the best solutions to keep PvE players happy. But my first point was, a lot of the complaints come from people playing Arc Raiders who weren't happy with extract campers, PvPing, getting shot while they're doing stuff. But also, I'm sorry, they are also the first people who are going to leave as soon as there is no content left to do. So we'll see. We'll see how Embark plays over the next 2 months, I think. And we'll see what the Steam charts do and how people leave. I think PvP players will stay until the next PvP thing. I think they'll keep mucking around in Arc Raiders until something else comes along that takes their fancy. And I think PvE players will just leave once there's no content. So this is the next big test for them. Right. There you go. Here's my money minute. Did you like it? No script. Just off the cuff. I will see you. What's the next video going to be on? I've got lots of ideas. Maybe a challenge video. I think it'll be nice to do a challenge video next, just to lighten the mood. All right. See you later. Bye-bye. Peace. Like a comment. Greatly appreciate it. Bye-bye.